Valley Sports Radio is on the air from Mountain View High School in Quicksburg. It is the high school basketball game of the week. Tonight, a doubleheader as the Mountain View Generals host the Strasburg Rams. The girls will kick it off first, hosting Strasburg. Ball is in the air and controlled by Strasburg. We turn it over to Kyle for the play-by-play.
Emily Gurrell running the point for the Rams as Strasburg gets into their offense for the first time tonight. Into the corner, it is Smith. She goes down low for Polk. It's off the hands and recovered by the Generals, Mackenzie Woods. So it'll be a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Generals.
Mackenzie Woods, a freshman.
And Generals getting it in, and this is one thing that could cause some trouble. Strasburg with some full court pressure, and it does immediately. A steal by the Rams. It's Macy Smith with it outside the perimeter. She's going to drive on her defender, go up off the glass. Shot is no good. Tipped around by Polk into the corner and out of bounds as Stinnett was unable to get to it.
Rounding out the starting five for Mountain View, along with Kinsey Woods, it's Kinsey Stanley. She's a junior. Lacey Stroop, a senior. Catherine Cronin, a sophomore, and their leading scorer, Ava Piddington, is a senior.
Generals get the ball in, and they get it across half court. It's Piddington, and she's got it poked loose by Macy Smith, but once again out of bounds, and the Generals will have it. Mountain View trying to get on the board here. 7:25 just underway in the first. They get it in. With it, it's Stanley. Stanley way outside. She nearly traveled. No call, though, and now the ball is knocked loose out of bounds, and this time a turnover as it goes back to Strasburg. And this is one thing that I saw a lot of in the Central game. The ball goes out of bounds so many times. We've already seen it so far here tonight.
Yep. Just like we said, the inability to adequately handle the ball leads to a bunch of turnovers.
Macy Smith in the corner, driving all the way to the hoop. Wide open layup is good. She just went right by her defender. And the Rams are on the board first. It's 2-0, and nearly getting a steal there is Morgan. As Addison Morgan just stepped out of bounds, it will stay with Mountain View.
That's the first points of the night for Macy Smith. She had 19 in the first quarter in their first game.
Generals with the ball. Gibson. As they try to find someone, ball is tipped around back into the corner. Passing it around the arc up top, it's Piddington. Piddington looking, finally gets it off to Gibson. Gibson up top to Cronin. Piddington, and the ball is knocked loose, trying to hit the driving teammate, but it's knocked loose, and the Rams come the other way. It's Stinnett into the corner. Gurrell, pump fake. Now she's going to back it back up top. Here's Macy Smith, a long two, and it's good. Good ball movement by the Rams as Macy Smith got open and hit the jumper from just inside the arc.
Yep, nice shot. Looks like she's settled in. You know everybody on the team, and now we have a timeout called by Mountain View. No, I think the referee misheard.
Yeah.
Jeff Berner said something that rhymed with time. So they've got that corrected. So they'll keep it with the Generals.
So Mountain View trying to get on the board. The Generals, they have struggled this year to score points, and they turn it over again. Macy Smith takes it right out of the hands of Piddington, and her layup is good. Sorry, that was not Piddington. That was Stanley.
Wow, she just threw it over top of her, and Macy just leaped up and caught it out of the air.
Showing her athletic abilities early. She's got all six of the Rams 6 here. 5:40 to go in the first. Here's Stanley. Gets it across half court, goes to Piddington. Piddington going to now pass down low. Short jumper off the glass is good by Mackenzie Woods.
Nice play, nice transition there by the Generals. And Piddington, good ball movement, and spotted the open Woods who put it in.
Leah Polk finds the cutting Smith. She kicks it back to Addison Morgan into the corner. Gurrell finds Stinnett. Short jumper in and out, no good. Offensive board by Addison Morgan, but it's knocked around and Strasburg holds it. Here's Macy Smith for a deep three. It's good. And Macy Smith is locked in early. She's got all 9 of the Rams' 9 here. And it's 9-2. And on the next possession, Piddington throws it off the leg of Stinnett out of bounds. Mountain View holds on. Macy's feeling good.
I think she wants to get that record out of the way.
I think she does too. She hasn't missed a shot yet. And on the inbound, the tall Stinnett gets the steal, passing it down to Gurrell.
Ooh.
Off of Gurrell and out of bounds, no call.
Boy, she got bumped hard there by Lacey Stroop. Came underneath of her. That was borderline dangerous. No whistle.
And the Generals hold on and get the possession. That is a bit surprising there. Definitely should have been a call, but they didn't call it. Generals get it across half court. It's Mackenzie Stanley. She pulls up for the short jumper. It's no good. Rebounded by Gurrell for the Rams, and the Rams are going to push it. Gurrell looking for an open teammate, driving through the middle. She pulls up from the free throw line. Shot is too strong, no good, and rebounded by the Generals.
Well, Kelly Stinnett can't be too happy with the way the Generals have worked the way through the press the last few times.
Yeah, they have got
good looks.
You're right, they have. They've gotten down there just like they would want to. Here's Pittington, short jumper off the top of the backboard, and that's going to be a dead ball. Goes back to Strasburg as it hit the pipe pole area up there.
She must have thought she was further out because she launched that thing like she was from about 20 feet when she was really about 14.
So the Rams get the ball back. They lead 9-2, 4:10 to go in the first quarter of play. It's Macy Smith in the corner being covered by Stroop. Back to Stinnett. Stinnett with a long two. That is off to the left. No good. Rebounded by Mackenzie Stanley. We're seeing Strasburg take some jumpers that are just inside the arc. They just got to take a step back and have a chance at a three. Generals ball. It is Stroop. Stroop's in trouble, looking for help. Still looking. Good defense by Morgan. Ball is knocked loose. Saved right to Morgan. And here come the Rams. 2-on-1. Smith in the corner. She's going to get it. Wide open look. And it is short. Tipped around, rebound by Strasburg, an offensive board by Addison Morgan. She gets the layup to fall. She's got two, and the Generals want a timeout. And it is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here.
Yep, 3:33 to go here in the first, and the Rams with an 11-2 lead. Strasburg, they have won 9 consecutive games, and they're looking to keep the momentum going. Obviously, they have now. They will finish up with Page County and Central. And they've essentially wrapped up the Bull Run District. They're 3 games ahead of Page. So a win here tonight clinches the first place standings for them.
Well, and you look back to their prior matchup this year, it wasn't pretty. Back on January 10th, Strasburg rolled all over Mountain View, 71-18. And like I said, that was a game Macy had 30 points. And, you know, I think the player that people kind of forget about on this Strasburg team that can be a difference maker is Gurrell. Emily Gurrell, she fills the stat sheet every night. I mean, she's going to score, from 5 to 8 or 10 points, but she gets the rebound, she gets steals, she gets assists, and, her being banged up last year did hurt them a little bit when they really needed another option to Smith.
Well, Macy didn't lead them the last 2 games. Gurrell had 20 against Rapp, and it was Addie Morgan with 22 against Luray.
On the opening possession after the timeout by Mountain View, they turn it over, and it's Stinnett with it. She's going to drive all the way to the hoop, and her layup is good. Good aggressive drive there by Jaden Stinnett. She's on the board, and it is 13-2. The Strasburg gets another steal, and Smith can't get the shot to go. Offensive rebound, no good by Addison Morgan. Ball is loose, and Generals going for it, but it's going to be a tie-up as Gurrell got in there on Tanijah Davis.
Davis has entered the game, so has Hannah Bibby now. Bibby is a sophomore. Only 2 seniors on this Mountain View team, so while they're taking some lumps, they're still going to be young next year.
Rams get it in.
But at least they're getting experience.
Here's a short jumper from the baseline, no good by Macy Smith, and rebounded by Stanley for the Generals. They're going to get it across and throw it right out of bounds. Missed communication there between Mackenzie Stanley and Mason Stanley. A little bit of a frustrated look from one sister to another. And it goes back to the Rams. That's the thing, though, about Strasburg. Even if you're a good team and you're, playing well, if you turn it over, you're giving them extra chances that you really can't afford to do. And we've already seen plenty tonight. Here's Stinnett. She's going to pull up for 3, and she's going to knock it down.
Boy, she
can
be a difference maker on this squad as they get deeper into the postseason.
Yep, I think she's one player that the Rams would really love to see step up and score the basketball as Bybee turns it over in the backcourt. And it's back to the Rams with 2:15 to go in the first. Strasburg leads it 16-2. Morgan up top. Driving is Macy Smith. Now she's going to back it out. Back to Morgan. Stinnett in the post looking for it, but they go to Gurrell. Gurrell going to get a wide open look. That goes in and out, no good. Strasburg battling for the offensive board, It's on the ground and a tie up there.
Oh, good block out there by Bibby on Macy Smith. Keep her off the board, forced to tie up, and the arrow favors the Generals with 1:58 to go here in the first, but it is all Rams at 16-2 early on. Kinley Arnold has checked into the game. She's a freshman.
Yeah, right now we're seeing Strasburg continue to deploy the full court pressure, and it's causing trouble for the Generals. They try to get it across. Piddington finally does. She's met by 2 defenders and another jump ball as Smith and Stinnett got in there, and ball goes back to Strasburg with 1:48 to go in the first. I don't want to jinx it, but there's been no fouls so far.
That's true. I hadn't noticed that.
I don't think anyone would have expected that. Macy Smith running the point guard position for the Rams. She crosses over, pulls up, jumper in and out, no good. And back to Mountain View. A couple of shots for Strasburg tonight. I think that's the third one to be exact. They just haven't had the right spin. They found a way to pop back out.
You know, I think they're all a little bit nervous too, a little anticipating Macy breaking the mark. That was a good shot. It was just halfway down and rattled out.
Yeah. Piddington in trouble, gets it to Stanley. Stanley going to drive, gets it down low. Ball's knocked loose, and Macy Smith comes out of the pile with the ball. 2-on-2, her and Stinnett. She goes to Stinnett. Short jumper is no good. Ball's knocked around on the ground, and we're going to have another tie-up with 1:17 to go in the first. Another solid look for the Rams. Stinnett just couldn't knock it down. We're seeing Strasburg, as always, as we've got a substitution here. Hannah Mariner into the game for Leah Polk for the Rams, but we're seeing them get into their transition, and not many teams, especially when you have a player like Macy Smith, are that good in transition. And ball's loose in the backcourt, another steal, and then Mountain View takes it right back. Here comes Davis with it for the Generals. She picks up her dribble, and then she gets her pocket picked. Macy Smith comes out with it, her against Piddington, all the way to the hoop. Euro step, left-hand layup is good.
Oh, that was pretty.
And Macy Smith makes it look easy again. She's got 11 here in the first quarter. It's 18-2. Davis gets it across half court for the Generals, and another jump ball.
And it goes back to the Rams.
You know what I'm noticing with the Generals is when they get it across half court, they pick up their dribble and they just start turning their back, just trying to hold on for dear life.
Well, the Rams are getting them right where they want them, right to that spot. That's when the double team jumps, and that's no man's land.
Mariner gets it into Stinnett, and Stinnett traveled, moved her pivot foot, and the Rams turn it over with just under 40 seconds to go here in the first. Continuing to press.
I remember seeing Tanisha Davis last year on the JVs, pretty sharp, and she's handled the ball pretty well at times here tonight, but still growing into the position. Well,
it's a tough assignment to draw here tonight against the Rams, and especially with their aggression that they play with as she has the ball here on the inbound, and another nearly a foul, but a steal as Stinnett has the ball. She's going to go down low. Shot is no good by Kinley Arnold. Arnold into the game, as you mentioned just a few minutes ago. She was open, got the shot, and went up with it and drew the foul. And she'll get 2 shots, and there's the first foul of the game.
Well, a lot of these Generals didn't take advantage of like open gym situations during the summer. From what I understand, it was a lot of 7th and 8th graders, which is good for the future.
Yeah.
Jeff Berner is excited about what awaits.
Free throw is good by Arnold.
Yep. But you can see in these situations where the press is coming and they're looking back to throw and get some relief. Instead, they should be looking forward.
And on the miss, 2 teammates for the Generals go for the ball. It goes off the foot of it's either Trail or Davis out of bounds, and the Rams get it right back. Arnold looking. She finally gets it in. Here's Morgan. Smith going to back it out, kick it up top to Mariner. 15 seconds to go in the first. Into the corner, it's Stinnett. Looking for a screen by Morgan. She gets it. Morgan has it. She's going to take a long 2, and that's good. Nice shot there from Addison Morgan.
Don't see her out there very often.
5 seconds to go here in the first. Getting in trouble are the Generals, and they're not even going to get it across half court as the ball is knocked away. And time expires in the first. Great first quarter for the Rams. They lead it 21-2. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the Game of the Week on Valley Sports Radio.
1 quarter done. All Strasburg. 21-2. They lead Mountain View. As we go to the second period, and the Macy Smith watch has her at 11 points after one quarter, halfway to tie the all-time scoring record in Strasburg history, which is 1670.
Got a substitution for the Rams. Avery Hart into the game for Strasburg, getting her first action of the night. Generals basketball down 21-2 as we begin the second quarter, and turning it over on the first play of the quarter.
Well, tough pass attempt there by Kinsey Stanley. She was trying to hit Catherine Cronin going back door along the baseline and just fired it too high. So another turnover.
Well, the Generals have the basketball. It's Cronin up top. Goes to the corner for Avery Hart. Back to Cronin. And cutting, getting the basketball is Macy Smith. Her three's just short off the front of the rim. And out of bounds off of the Generals. It will remain with Strasburg.
Mountain View in her home whites. Generals in black across the chest. The numbers are red with black trim and black trim on the side.
Here's Macy Smith, wide open look in the corner on the inbound, and she knocks it down. And Macy Smith now up to 14 points tonight. And the Rams lead is up to 22.
Yep, caught it in rhythm and buried the jumper.
That's where she's at her best.
Yeah.
She gets that catch and shoot. She's one of the best you'll see around. And we've got a
foul.
A foul, other than a shooting foul. That's only the second of the game. And they get it on Macy Smith.
Yep, just a little bump as she tried to cut her off along the sideline around half court.
Generals have struggled to get the ball inbounds tonight cleanly, nearly a backcourt, and it was. Backcourt violation, another turnover on Mountain View. That's been the issue. I mean, let's think, how many shots have the Generals actually taken tonight? It hasn't been many.
Well, when you turn it over.
Yeah, exactly.
A dozen times
yeah.
or whatever it's been.
You're not going to score points if you don't get shots up. And, well, we've seen plenty of turnovers tonight. Avery Hart goes to the post. It's a turnaway jumper by Arnold. Nice shot there as Kenley Arnold scores her first field goal of the night. She's got 3, and it's 26-2. Generals get it across. It's Pittington. Throws into the corner for Stroop. Stroop going to pull up for a shot. It's no good. Put back attempt is good, though, by Mackenzie Woods.
They finally got what Jeff Berner wanted them to do, get the ball in the middle of the floor to break the press, and look, they got a basket at the other end. Good job on the weak side rebound.
Rams ball. Macy Smith driving. She goes up. Scoop layup's no good, but she draws the foul.
They're going to reach in to help on Kinsey Woods.
That will send Macy to the line for 2.
She is an 86% free throw shooter.
That's unheard of.
She should be carried around on our shoulders.
Put her in the NBA. She would be better than half of the $1 million players.
Ain't that the truth?
First free throw. Oh,
Look at us. Look at us putting the jinx on her.
Okay.
That one's on us.
Don't say us.
That one is all us.
She misses the first.
Okay, she stinks. How about that?
Tries to hit the back end here, and she does. 15 points now for Macy Smith as she inches closer to the Strasburg High School scoring record. 6:35 to go in the second quarter. Ball is thrown across half court, picked up by the Generals, and off the foot of Mackenzie Stanley as she tried to drive to the hoop.
Hannah Mariner reached in, knocked it away, and it went right off of Kinsey Stanley's foot and out of bounds.
The Generals trying to slow the bleeding here a bit, but right now it's been all Strasburg as they get in their offensive set. Screen up top by Hart, trying to get a little bit of room for Macy Smith. They go into the corner. It's Mariner. Mariner back to Smith. Smith going to back it out. And Morgan into the corner. Now it's Arnold.
By the way, Tinley Rusher is out tonight.
Yeah.
Not starting. Here's
a Macy Smith 3 again, and she knocks it down from deep range. She's up to 18 points. And it's 30-4 Strasburg. Generals trying to get it across, but it's tipped out of bounds by Hart. Yeah, there was an injury, a collision there at Rappahannock between Addison Morgan and Tinley Rusher that left Rusher in pretty bad shape after the game.
Yes, they collided head-to-head, going for a rebound. And Rusher was taken to the hospital. She was actually taken off on a stretcher.
And a foul on the other side as Arnold got in there and tied up Stroop, and it looked like Addison Morgan might have a black eye or something. It looks like she –
I haven't had a close look at her.
Yeah, looks like she took a little bit. But the collision, I mean, it was definitely head-to-head.
Yeah, because Tinley just crumbled to the floor right after that. But she's out tonight. She has a soft neck brace on.
Generals turn it over. Macy Smith with perfect anticipation. Right-hand scoop layup is good, and she's up to 20. And we've got a 30-second timeout by Jeff Berner and the Generals. Right there, just perfect anticipation by Smith. On that play, had a couple of players check in for the Rams. Had Emily Gurrell come back in, Leah Polk as well. But it's been all Strasburg so far, 32-4 here in the second.
Yep, and 20 points now for Smith, so 3 points away from breaking the record. 32-4 is our score here. The boys are coming up after this one. Of course, we had them on Monday. A makeup from like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was finally played.
You know, I've been watching weather prognosticators, and they're saying February and March could be rather snowy. Let's hope not. I mean, we've gotten this far. Let's not get into snow and cancel tournament games and stuff like that.
Oh, the groundhog, you saw spring's coming, so I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
All right, well, Strasburg backs out of the press here. Gracious move there by Stinnett. And,
yes, it is.
They're up by 28, so.
Stanley gets it across and gets it to Lacey Stroop. Stroop driving on Hart, picks up her dribble, and she just kind of gives up on the play. She's still holding on to it, finally gets it to Stanley. Mackenzie Stanley defended by Macy Smith. Now it's Mackenzie Woods. And Piddington, Ava Piddington looking to drive left, gets it into the corner, and it's stolen away, intended for Cronin. Here comes Macy Smith. She pulls up from the free throw line. Shot is good. She's got 22, and she's 1 point away from the Strasburg High School team record in scoring.
Talked about her shooting and momentum, and there was so good at that dribble. That pop-up, the pop jumper that she can hit.
So a lot of anticipation in the building now. She's 1 point away as the Generals have the basketball. It's Stanley, and stolen away. Stinnett with it. This is an opportunity. Stinnett drives. She goes to the corner. Gurrell going to take a three. It's no good. Rebounded by the Generals. Smith tried to come through there and pick it up, but it was picked up by Piddington. Here come the Generals all the way to the hoop. Shot is too strong, no good. Loose and off the foot of Mackenzie Stanley, out of bounds, and it will go back to Strasburg with 4:19 to go in the second.
All right, 4 subs in for the Generals.
Yep,
Anna Bibby and also Kenija Davis. Mason Stanley in, and Skylar Trail. All right, I'm calling it. It comes on this trip right here.
Comes on this trip. All right, here we go. Macy Smith has the basketball. She gives off of a screen. She's going to drive, pull up from the block. Shot is good. And Macy Smith has made history as she breaks Jeff Whittle's all-time scoring record in Strasburg Ram history as she scores points number 23 and 24 tonight to officially break the record against a Shenandoah County foe in Mountain View.
They bring the game to a halt, and she's getting congratulated by her teammates, and a hug from Athletic Director Matt Heiserman, and she will be presented the basketball, and also get a fist bump from Jeff Berner. And she sees the standing ovation from her fans behind us from Strasburg, and also a number of fans from Mountain View come to their feet as well in appreciation of what Macy Smith has done in her 4 years at Strasburg. And of course, she'll continue on in the fall at St. Bonaventure, as her family's going to come out for a few pictures.
You called it.
I wasn't going to be tough. Figured it was 50-50. And I'm sure she's happy that it's over with, and now they can concentrate on making their postseason run, getting back to the state tournament. So another milestone for Macy Smith. And that basket made it 36-4.
And the Generals, after the stoppage, have the basketball. It's Davis in the corner. Smith is trying to tie her up, and she gets a piece of it, knocked loose off of trail. It's down by the baseline, and Davis picks it up for the Generals. She crosses over on Smith, tried to go step back, but pulled it out and passed it to Pittington, and then Pittington goes inside, and we've got a reach-in foul with 3:42 to go in the second.
We're talking about Generals with their ball handling problems. It just looks like a lack of confidence is all it is. They just need to work at it a little more. And there's Macy Smith coming out, substituted by Kinley Arnold. Because look at the size of the Generals. They have an advantage over some of these Strasburg Rams.
Here's Davis. She's going to take a long three, and that's too strong. Off the glass, no good, and here come the Rams in transition. It's Gurrell leading the way. She goes to Stinnett off the hands just a little bit, led her a little bit too far. Goes out of bounds with 3:30 to go in the second.
And a number of these girls play other sports too. They play volleyball, they play soccer.
It's a weird look, even though she just went out of the game, to not have Smith out there on the floor for the Rams. It's going to be weird next year too. As the Generals have the basketball, looking for the cut was Pittington. The ball's loose, multiple players going flying on the floor. We've got a jump ball, and the arrow favors the Rams with 3:11 to go here in the second.
Yeah, Strasburg will lose Smith. And Tinley Rusher among the starters. But they're losing Smith. That's huge, but good collection coming back.
Leah Polk goes for the three-pointer. Can't get it to go. It goes out of bounds. And back to Mountain View for Macy Smith. 1,672 points.
And climbing.
Under 3 to go here in the first half. Generals basketball, they trail 36-4 into the corner. Trying to find someone, nearly turned over. Avery Hart got a hand on it. Now picking up the dribble is Bibby. Driving down low trail. She goes up with it. Nope, they're going to say a foul on the floor. So Skylar Trail got the ball down low, turned and shot. But Jeff Berner, yeah, he's saying that should be a shooting foul.
Fourth foul on the Rams as a team. 2:42 to go here in the second.
Bibby looks to get it in for the Generals. Goes into the corner, driving baseline, Trail backing. She goes back to Pittington. Pittington going to take the shot. She is fouled. Can't get it to fall, but she will get 2 free throws here with 2:37 to go in the second, and the Generals will be shooting free throws for the rest of the half.
Well, Pittington averaging a little more than 8 points a game.
When I talked about this in the broadcast when I covered the game against Central, as Pittington's free throw is short, no good. You know, she's had to move into a little bit of a different role. She's primarily been a more of a post player, right, or a player that's inside the perimeter. But with the lack of ball handlers, she's had to kind of change her role a little bit and do a little bit more ball handling. Free throw is good on the second by Pittington. And for her, that is her first point of the night. Had 4 by Mackenzie Woods and now 1 by Pittington.
Yeah, and like you said, if she's out of position, really trying to be one of the ball handlers, and if she has to be the ball handler, she can't get down and set up in the offense.
Exactly. So the Rams have it as driving down the lane was Leah Polk, and she drew a foul. They called a reach there. And
Davis got her.
Yep, going to get it on Davis, her first, team second. 2:27 left here in the second. It'll be Gurrell inbounding. Keep an eye here on Stinnett.
She pops open.
Here's Stinnett. She's got a little bit of room. Now she goes into the corner. Gurrell, she had some opening too. Back to Stinnett. She's going to back the ball out and go into the corner. Here is Arnold back up top to Mariner. Back to Stinnett, just passing it around the arc. 2:05 to go here in the second quarter. Driving to the hoop, now into the corner. Here's a three-pointer, no good. Rebound, offensive board by Gurrell. She goes up with it and gets the shot to fall.
Well, something happened on the rebound. Mason Stanley got hit in the leg, and that's why the rebound went to Gurrell. I think she might have taken a knee to the thigh there, and she's hobbling as they get her subbed out.
So the score is 38-5 with 1:50 to go here in the second quarter. Generals basketball. Mackenzie Stanley goes to Mackenzie Woods. Here's Davis back out to Pittington. Stanley going to drive on Morgan. She goes into the corner. It's Davis. Davis going to try the three, just off the mark, no good. Pittington with the offensive board. She turns and throws it up off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Stinnett, and here come the Rams. Stinnett going to move over towards the middle of the floor, now to the corner. Gurrell. Here's a wide open three. It's too strong, and rebounded by the Generals. Here comes Mackenzie Stanley. Down the right side of the court, she spins, kicks it out to Davis. Davis now going to drive, pick up her dribble, and throws it at the ground, diving for it and keeping it in bounds, but it's going to be a backcourt violation. Great effort there. She might have banged up her knee there a little bit, Mackenzie Stanley. So from one Stanley to the other, getting a little bit banged up. Good effort, though, by the Generals, as we're down to 1 minute and 3 seconds to go in the second.
If you're just getting here, Macy Smith became the Strasburg High School all-time leading scorer in basketball history, boys and girls.
Stinnett in the corner, and they're going to get her for her second travel of the night.
Yeah, she was looking to go inside, then it went away, and she had already picked up her foot.
So 56 seconds left here in the second quarter. It's all Strasburg, 38-5. Generals trying to end this quarter on a good note. It's Pittington. Looking for some help, goes to Davis. Davis going to drive. She's going to shoot. No good, but she draws the foul. Shot right around the free throw line. Good aggressive try.
Nice take. Dribbled into the lane. Drew the hit from Avery Hart.
And that is the second foul on Avery Hart. So 2 free throws here for Tanijah Davis. Her first free throw is no good.
Mentioned Strasburg undefeated in Bull Run District play, 11-0, and can officially wrap up the district title tonight. Page County 3 games back, then Rapid Central with 4 losses.
Second free throw in and out, no good. Rebounded by Kenley Arnold, and she's going to bring the basketball down the court for the Rams. It's Stinnett looking to the post, back up to Arnold. Arnold to Gurrell. Gurrell with an opening, picks up her dribble, then drives in. Layup good.
Good take.
A little bit of a pump fake there.
I think she got away with a little shuffle there at the start of the drive, but referee decided to let it slide.
Gurrell with 4, 15 seconds to go in the second. Generals basketball. Woods back up to Davis. Down to 10 seconds to go. Davis going to drive around Arnold. She's going to pull up again. Shot is no good. Rebounded by the Rams. 5 seconds to go in the second. Here comes Stinnett driving down the middle of the floor. Down to a second. She goes to Morgan. Morgan's shot is up and good, but time has expired. It will not count. And that will do it for the first half of play. Well, other than the obvious Strasburg dominance in the first half as they lead at 40-5, Macy Smith with Strasburg Ram basketball history as she breaks Jeff Whittle's all-time scoring record here tonight she's got 24. And the Generals, they've got some work to do in the second half of play. Strasburg 40 and Mountain View 5.
All right, we're at the break. We'll take a timeout, come back, and recap right after this. It's the game of the week here on Valley Sports Radio. Getting ready to start our third quarter, and it's all Strasburg here in the opener of our doubleheader. They lead Mountain View in the girls' game, 40-5. I'm Craig Orndorff. Kyle Gutschall also here. And Alan Earhart is our producer back at network control. As we get ready for the second half. Strasburg wearing their purple uniforms tonight.
What about the shoes? They're all over the place.
As always. purple with white, a little bit of gray trim, and the shoes.
Looks like Gurrell and Hart have the same shoes.
Yeah, it might be.
But they're not Strasburg colors.
Smith has gray with pink on the heel. Kinley Arnold has some sort of, I don't know, it's a little of everything.
These colors are hard to describe.
It's like she walked through a paint store.
Yeah.
Grays, there's black on Polk. A little more color coordinated for the Generals.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Lacey Stroop, who's inbounding the ball. She's got a little fluorescent green there on hers. All right, so we are underway.
Generals have the basketball. It is Stroop getting it to the wing, and now Mackenzie Woods into the corner. Stanley looking, and ball's knocked away. Smith got her hands on it and gets the steal. Here comes Stinnett with the basketball. Back to Smith. She's got her eyes on the hoop, but she goes down low to Morgan, and one as Addison Morgan makes the layup and draws the foul. And a chance for a three-point play just 20 seconds into the third quarter.
Well, that was excellent transition there for Strasburg into the paint. Macy Smith went and dumped it off down low as Morgan got it in there and got to her position.
Well, I think what's almost as impressive of the pass is the fact that she caught that, because it was right on and had some fire to it. Free throw is good by Morgan. She's got 7. And it's 43-5.
Morgan averages 7 points, 7 rebounds a game. And
she's been on a heater the last couple of games.
Yeah, 71% at the foul line, too.
Can't beat that. Here is Mackenzie Woods, and the ball's loose, picked up by Lacey Stroop. Stroop's going to try to reset things for the Mountain View Generals, trying to find somebody to get open. She goes to Stanley. Stanley looking. She's going to try to drive on Smith, and she throws it up way off the mark. And it's rebounded by Stinnett. Stinnett comes the other way for the Rams into the corner. Gurrell. She's got time to catch and shoot. The shot is in and out. No good. Offensive board by Morgan. She just wills it up and in. Makes a funny face on the way back, like, how did that go in?
Well,
and
it did.
She's got 9, and it's 45-5. Gurrell, again, just another tough one where it was down and out, or down and back out. Driving to the hoop and drawing the foul is Mackenzie Woods, as they're going to get that foul on Macy Smith.
Hit her on the arm, right call. A couple of foul shots coming up here for Kinsey Stanley, a junior.
Kinsey Stanley still scoreless tonight. Generals looking for their first points of the second half. First free throw is too strong, no good. Pretty good Friday night crowd here in Mountain View, especially on the Strasburg side. Travel well as always.
Well,
had
special night.
Big show to watch. Really a lane violation by Polk. Free throw is good by Stanley. And the Generals pick up another point.
45-6 our score here early third.
Gurrell going to run the point and go to Stinnett. Stinnett looking to go to the post. She gets it to Morgan at the free throw line. She turns and travels.
Yep. Took a step and then shuffled the feet.
Mountain View gets the basketball back.
Senior night here for the Generals. That'll be between games, I'm sure.
Be plenty of generous giving, I'm sure.
Lots of gifts.
Here's Stroop going to pull up for the 3. That's too strong off the back iron. No good. Rebounded by Gurrell, and she's going to push. Smith wide open on the right side. Didn't see her. Now it's going to be Stinnett for a long 2. Shot no good. Here comes Smith for the offensive board. She tries to go up with it, but it's knocked loose and rebounded by the Generals. I don't know how Macy Smith even got into there to have a chance on that ball, but she did. And the Generals turn it over on a backcourt violation off the hand of Stroop. And it goes back to Strasburg. Don't see the running clock.
It's only in the fourth quarter.
Only in the fourth.
Yep.
That would make sense.
Not like it is in football.
Yeah, football. Very needed sometimes in football. 5:45 to go in the third quarter. Screen by Gurrell. Smith trying to pop off of it, but she goes down to the post. It's Morgan. Morgan back up top to Gurrell. She's going to drive all the way to the hoop. Layup's no good. Tipped around. Going for it And we've got a foul.
Nope, just out of bounds.
Oh, okay. Looks like he made the foul signal.
That was a good hustle there by Pittington. I thought she may have knocked it off of Morgan, but referees say it stays with the Rams.
Well, we know Morgan. She fights for every loose ball. Gurrell trying to find an open teammate, finds Stinnett. She's going to have to back it out now. And almost turned over, but Macy Smith is there to pick it up as the Rams have it. 5:20 to go here in the third quarter. Here's Polk. Polk to the post. Morgan, nice shot. Can't get it to go off the rim. Gurrell with the offensive board, and we've got a foul underneath as that foul is going to be charged to Mackenzie Stanley. Gurrell coming down with another board, and she's not the tallest of the players. She's got decent height, but not the tallest on the court.
She gets to the spot. She averages 6 boards a game.
And she's fighting for another as Addison Morgan's short jumper's no good, and the Generals are going to push. It's Mackenzie Stanley leading the way. She has the ball knocked loose. Here's Stroop. She's going to immediately fire it off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Gurrell. Here come the Rams.
That was right on line, though.
Gurrell to the corner. Stinnett, wide open three. No good. Good box out down there by the Generals. Mackenzie Wood. She throws it up, and it's picked up by her teammate Mackenzie Stanley. And now the Generals are going to slow down the pace a bit with 4:39 to go in the third quarter. And they proceed to turn it over. Gurrell with another steal. Gurrell coming to the hoop. Passes it to Morgan. Wide open look. And Addison Morgan gets it to go. Strasburg had 2 players in the same spot.
Everybody left them. I don't know why.
They were running on the same path. Generals finally get it across. Nearly a moving screen on Cronin. She has the basketball. Goes to Stanley. Poked loose by Smith. Picked back up by Stanley. And here's Cronin in the corner. It's Woods. Woods has it tipped off the foot of Morgan. Ball is loose. We've got a jump ball and nearly a kick to the head. I think inadvertent, but
yeah. Stanley was on the deck and she was turning over, just having to kick her leg up and caught the side of Addie Morgan, who, as we talked about, had the head-on collision with Tinley Rusher.
So she wants to avoid any of that. Here's Polk with it for the Rams. Goes to Stinnett. Stinnett going to drive baseline all the way to the hoop. Just too easy. Nobody to stop her.
Yeah, nobody came over to help.
And Stinnett with points number 6 and 7 of the night. And the Rams lead is up to 49-6 with 3:30 to go in the third quarter. It's Cronin covered by Polk. Cronin going to drive. She's going to nearly travel. Then she tries to go up with it. It's knocked away by Polk. Now Wood's going to take a three. That's no good. Too strong off the glass and rebounded by Arnold.
Oh, if Cronin had kept dribbling, she could have taken it to the goal, I think. I think she had Polk beaten.
And again, Stinnett this time going to pass it to her teammate, and Hannah Mariner gets the shot to go. Mariner's first basket of the night. And Strasburg now leads it 51-6. 3:06 to go in the third. We will take the timeout as well. You're listening to the high school basketball game of the week on Valley Sports Radio.
3:06 to go, third quarter. All Rams here. Strasburg up 51-6. Kind of surprised that some of the starters are still out there. Well, I guess it's just 2 right now, Macy Smith and Jay Stinnett. And I'm sure they're not going to stay in there much longer.
Then again, Strasburg short a few players tonight.
Yep.
As the Generals have the basketball out of the Mountain View timeout. Trail has it for Mountain View. Picks up her dribble, looking. Finally gets it off to Bibby. The corner, Stanley. Stanley going to take the shot. It's no good. Pittington fights for the offensive board, and she pulls it down and keeps the possession alive. Here's another three for Mountain View, and it's good. Mackenzie Stanley.
She stepped right into that three and nailed it. Nice shot.
First three-pointer of the night, and only the third field goal of the night. Here's Macy Smith trying to answer back for Strasburg. Corner three, it's no good, and rebounded by Stanley. Stanley going to come the other way, go to Bibby. And back to to Davis. Here is Trail turning, shot is no good. And rebounded by Stinnett. Stinnett going to find Smith. puts a dribble down, draws the foul as she goes up strong, and she'll get 2 free throws.
Yeah, good look underneath to find Macy, and she got fouled by Ava Piddington. That'll be her third with 2:01 to go here in the third quarter.
Macy Smith, 24 points.
She hasn't scored since that record-breaking basket.
Hasn't scored all the way since the second quarter. That's hard to believe for her. First free throw. Oh, man.
We didn't say anything that time.
2 free throws missed tonight. What did you say she was? 86% from the line? 86%. Well, she's not going to miss 3 out of 4, right? Second free throw is good. I felt safe there. The numbers are on my side.
Yep.
25 tonight for Macy Smith, outpacing the Generals by herself. Here's Davis. Shot off the glass is good. Nice drive there from Tanija Davis.
Yeah, and a high arcer that kissed off the window.
And one thing, again, we have to note is Strasburg is not pressing, and that's something that they were doing early, and that's when Mountain View, they couldn't get across. As we've got a foul down low, Stinnett was trying to get open and get the basketball.
Blowing whistles all of a sudden here.
Yeah, got to meet that quota, That's the second foul on Mackenzie Stanley. Fourth team foul, 1:35 to go in the third. Gets it into Polk. Her shot is blocked, but Strasburg gets the offensive rebound. Cronin. And now it's Smith. Smith down low to Arnold. Arnold goes up, and she's fouled.
Davis coming over the top of her. Trying to block the shot, but got the arm. 2 free throws coming here in a 52-11 ball game. Stay tuned. The boys are coming up right after this one, about 20-25 minutes after.
Arnold from the line. Her first free throw is good. Kinley Arnold with 4 points tonight.
Give some credit to Jeff Berner for sticking with this team, with this program. This is his, obviously.
Yeah.
It's been his for a number of years as Macy Smith checks out. But, a lot of other coaches may have seen what was going to happen here and said, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can hang it up. Both free throws made, by the way. But he didn't. He stuck with it. And, he just loves the program. And he wants to see it through the bad and the good.
And Generals get another shot up. This time, though, it does not fall. And a tie up down low as Mariner and Piddington got to the basketball. 1:11 to go in this third quarter. Generals basketball.
There have been times when Mountain View / Stonewall Jackson has been on the winning end of games like this.
Yes, they have been. Shot is no good and out of bounds. Again, staying with Mountain View.
And he's coaching just as hard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was fussing at him during that last time
still
out.
Gets fired up.
Even though they're down 40.
Bibby gets it in.
Nice.
Wide open look by Piddington. She uses her height advantage and goes up and gets the shot to go.
And there's vintage Jeff Berner on the inbound play.
Yeah. Piddington with 3 points tonight. 55 seconds to go in the third. Strasburg leading Mountain View 54-13. It's Stinnett in the post, kicks it up top. Here's Arnold. Arnold going to drive. Now she's going to look for Polk. Polk has the basketball and goes cross court. Driving, Mariner, and a foul called.
They could have let that go. That was pretty good defense there by Piddington.
It's going to be the fourth on Piddington.
They say he hit her on the arm.
And that'll be 2 free throws as the Generals are over the limit. So Hannah Mariner, 2 free throws coming up. She's got 2 points tonight, 1 field goal. First one is good. I'll tell you one thing, though. Strasburg as a whole, they make their free throws.
Yes, they do.
And that's a difference maker. That's something that I've said this for a couple of years with Central. That has plagued them. They have not been very good at the free throw line. And these big games, especially tournament time, and you're playing good teams, as of course that second one is no good, right on cue, and the ball's loose. Bibby picks it up for the Generals, and they come the other way. It's Davis aggressing, goes outside. Shot is no good by Stanley, and rebounded by the Rams. But you've got to make your free throws. You could easily give a game away because you're unable to make them.
Definitely.
Here's Mariner. Stinnett all the way to the hoop, and she again makes it look too easy as no one steps in to stop her. She's got 9. We're down to 7 seconds to go in the third. Generals basketball. It's Mackenzie Stanley. Now it's Lacey Stroop. She's going to take a 3 and get it to go.
Beat the buzzer.
And time expires here in the third quarter as the score after 3 is Strasburg 57 and Mountain View 16. Come back with us as we get ready for the fourth and game 1 of our doubleheader right here on Valley Sports Radio.
8 minutes on the clock. All Strasburg tonight for the girls here in the opener. 57-16 is the lead. We'll get the running clock here in the fourth quarter as the Rams have it first.
And the Generals, well, they put some points on the board in that third quarter, especially towards the middle and end of the third quarter as Garrell has the ball go off her hands. And it is Generals basketball. It's Mackenzie Woods and Mackenzie Stanley. Stanley going to drive on Hart, and the teardrop shot falls. We're seeing the Generals getting a little bit of a groove, something they just haven't been able to do much of this year. 57-18. Hart in the corner. Avery Hart going to take the shot. That's no good, and rebounded by Ava Piddington for Mountain View.
Well, Generals got 18 against Strasburg last time, and they're up to 18 right now.
Didn't look like at halftime they were going to get there tonight, but they have hit that mark. Here's Stroop with it. She hit a 3 right before time expired to end the third. Mackenzie Stanley cross court. Here's Woods for 3, and it's an air ball. Piddington saves it off of Addison Morgan and then off of a teammate, and a little bit of shoving between Avery Hart, the number 2s, Avery Hart and Mackenzie Stanley.
Yeah.
They're going to get a foul on Mackenzie Stanley.
Stanley was lucky she only got a personal foul.
Yeah.
I think that was
a little bit of extracurriculars there.
I think that swing was a little intentional there. She got tangled up with Hart on that loose ball. 57-18.
Gurrell in the corner. Playing a lot of minutes tonight. Here's Avery Hart. Hart going to pick up her dribble, turn the other way, go to Gurrell. She cuts to the hoop. Her shot is no good, but she draws the foul, and she'll shoot 2 with 6:33 to go in the fourth.
Kenzie Stanley with the block. Her fourth foul. As few fouls that have been called.
I know.
I'm surprised that Stanley and Piddington both have 4 now.
Yeah, they have picked them all up themselves. Gurrell with the first free throw. It's all net. She's got 5. Again, Gurrell, not a big scoring night tonight, but she's done a lot of other things.
She can if she has to.
Yeah.
She averages about 9 a game, 6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, so she does a little of everything.
Second free throw is all net as well. And it's 59-18.
And they'll have her, hopefully, knock on wood, they'll have her for the postseason this year. She went out with the knee injuries last season, which they were bad to start anyway.
Her mobility was not very good. Well, it is Lacey Stroop up top, going to the free throw line and hitting the ground is Stroop. She's slow to get up, and the official calls a timeout.
So she was cutting into the lane and got tripped up. No foul there. And they'll let her stay in the game. She's okay. But she was just slow to get back up off the deck.
So she will inbound it for the Generals, looking, and finally gets it into Stanley, beating Hart. Here's Woods up top, back to Stroop. Going to Piddington in the post on Morgan. She draws the foul on the turnaround jumper. And Ava Piddington gets 2 free throws here. So now the fouls are coming out.
See, Piddington, she, like you said, if she can get down there in the post, she can make things happen because that was a nice move down on the block against Addie Morgan. Drew the foul.
First free throw is no good by Piddington. Piddington, the leading scorer on this Generals team, coming in at about 8.5 points per game, 32% from the field. Second free throw, no good. She's 0 of 4 tonight from the line. Rebounded by the Rams. And getting it down low to Polk. She's going to back it out. Now she's going to take the shot. It's no good. Rebound, offensive board by Morgan. She goes up. I think that was her.
Yeah, I think so too.
Couldn't tell. A little bit of block there, but I think it was Morgan.
Well,
as she pulled down the offensive board and went up with the shot.
Well, she had the easy one. She put a dribble down for some reason. Then Generals were able to collapse around her, but she got the shot up eventually and in.
Here's a line drive three, good by Mackenzie Stanley. She's got 9 points now, and it's 61-21. 5:20 to go here in the fourth.
Well, she's showing she can make that shot.
Yeah. Arnold running the point for the Strasburg Rams. It goes Morgan to Hart. Hart going to drive by her defender, and she gets blocked, and then ball is knocked away by Mackenzie Stanley afterwards. I think she was trying to show her dominance to Hart after they had gotten into it a couple of plays ago.
That looked pretty clean.
Yeah, and that's foul number 5. She's out.
Yep.
So Mackenzie Stanley is fouled out of the game with 5:09 to go in the fourth. Avery Hart will get 2 free throws, and checking into the game is Tanijah Davis. Avery Hart scoreless tonight. Saw her get some minutes last year, and she's played some this year as well. First free throw, a high arcing free throw, and it goes in. Had to wait on that one to see what was going to happen.
Wait for it to come down and then wait for it to bounce on the rim about 3 times.
They had to decide.
She got the shooter's touch.
Second free throw by Hart is up and short. Rebounded by Pittington. Ball knocked loose, but Pittington gets it back as Leopold trying to get it all the way to the hoop. Pittington, now she's fouled. And now we're seeing the contact come into play as that was on Morgan, Addison Morgan.
Just trying to save a basket as it was a wide open lane to the hoop there for Pittington.
Save a Pittington back to the line. Need to clarify, she has made 1 free throw tonight. Make it 2.
$4:59 to go in this one.
Second free throw is good. Makes 2 in a row. She's got 5. 62-23 Rams. That was good experience here for Kinley Arnold running the point guard position tonight, with the Rams having a significant lead. Avery Hart tried to drive to the hoop, had it poked loose, and then a foul in the backcourt. And that was on Addison Morgan, and the Rams are going to call a timeout. Still don't have a stoppage yet. There it is.
30-second break. So 4:39 to go here in the fourth at 62-23, I think.
I think she's going to tell him don't foul.
I think she's saying, yeah, let's clean things up here a little bit. Let's not get sloppy and not play some fundamental defense here. Don't reach in. Comfortable lead. But again, if you're just joining us, Macy Smith became Strasburg basketball program's all-time leading scorer when she hit a short wing jumper in the second quarter. And no other basketball player, boys or girls, has scored more points than Macy Smith now, as she has 25 for the night?
She's got 25.
Well, her 23rd and 24th got her there.
And back to play here. 4.5 to go in this fourth quarter, playing out the end of the string here from Mountain View as the Generals turn it over. Davis had to go off her foot. And here come the Rams. Shot is way off the mark by Hannah Maringer off the side of the backboard. And here come the Generals. Davis to the hoop on Arnold. Shot is good. Well defended by Arnold, but an even better shot by Tanijah Davis.
Boy, she got on the floor in a hurry.
She shows her aggression and shows that she's got some good ability out there.
Good athlete, yep.
4 minutes to go in the fourth. Ram basketball going down low to Leah Polk, and she didn't have a chance as it was 2 feet over her head out of bounds. And back to the Generals.
It's a 62-25 our score.
Running clock is in motion now. And I think Stroop passed it to Davis, and Davis wasn't paying attention.
Well, she was listening to Coach Berner.
Davis gets into the corner to Bibby. Turn shot by Trail, no good, and nearly over the back. There it is. They do get the call.
Yeah, she knocked her to the ground. Otherwise, they would have let it go.
That'll be team foul number 4. First foul tonight on Mountain View's Skylar Trail. Rams inbound. Arnold to Hart, back to Arnold as Arnold brings it across the timeline. Goes to Morgan, Polk in the corner. Polk going to drive on trail, gets all the way to the hoop, and her layup is good. Leah Polk with her first basket of the night. And it's 64-25 Rams. Just went right by her defender, and again, no help on the backside. As Avery Hart steals it away from Davis. She's going to go all the way to the hoop. Left-hand layup. Oh, they're going to call a shooting foul. Looked like she kind of just lost control of the shot, or of the ball. Shot went out of bounds, but they call a shooting foul there on Mountain View's Hannah Bibby.
No, Davis, I think. Yep, Davis.
Excuse me, Davis. So 2 free throws once again for Avery Hart, 1 of 2 at the line. And the high archer gets it. I tell you, when it falls, it's a beauty.
Brings a little ice with it, too.
Yeah, we don't need any ice.
Some high elevation there. Strasburg averages 52 a game, and they're well above that tonight.
Second free throw by Hart is no good. And getting the rebound is Leah Polk for the Rams. She goes down low with it and turns it over. Passes it right to Pittington of the Generals. Ava going to push. Goes to Bibby. Nearly a jump ball. Here's Davis up top. She's going to pull the 3, and she banks it in. Tanija Davis with 7 points. She's been on a heater in the second half. And it's 65-28.
Just like she planned it right off the window.
I think she had one of those in the Central game as well. At least one of the Generals did.
Hey, it's there. Might as well use it, right?
Here's Polk as she gets blocked. Shot goes flying in the air, and here comes Davis with it. She comes the other way, goes for the right-hand layup. It's good, and one. Tanija Davis showing some glimpses of a really good player as she gets the shot to go with the steal, the layup, and the foul. She's up to 9 tonight, and it's 65-30.
Now, Avery Hart picked up the foul, and she got taken out of the game. That Kelly Stinnett didn't like it. She had no chance to stop her, really.
Free throw by Davis is no good, and Morgan gets the rebound. Gurrell back in there. 1:50 to go here in the fourth. It's been all Strasburg tonight. But the Generals have played a better second half.
Definitely.
Here's Arnold for 3. It's good. Nice shot from downtown by Kenley Arnold. She's got 8 points off the bench. 68-30 with a minute and a half to go. Here's Davis. She's got some confidence right now and turns it over, trying to find trail. Here comes Leah Polk, one-on-one. Now she's going to go for the 3. The shot is no good, but she draws the foul. Nearly a completely out of control and one from downtown.
Not too often do you get the pull-up 3.
No.
But it almost went.
Well, hey.
They will say it was a 3-point shot.
She's seeing the green light tonight, and she's taking her shots. So she'll get 3 free throws here with 1:25 to go in the fourth. Polk with 2 points to this point in the game.
Catherine Cronin got called for the foul.
Free throw is good. Polk with 3. 69-30.
They can tie their season high, which was 71 against Mountain View the first time.
Second one, no good off the glass. Gurrell back out of the game. Avery Hart right back in. So she got to sit for about 20 seconds. And
that was like don't do that anymore.
Yeah. Third one is good by Polk. She's got 4. And it's 70-30. This score feels familiar from the other
Monday night.
Yeah,
that's
the
exactly
boys game.
what it was.
1:15 to go in the fourth. It's Davis for the Generals. Loses control of the ball, but picks it back up. She goes to Bibby. Back to Davis. She turns. She goes all the way to the hoop. Shot is no good. Trail throws a player to the floor. She gets a hold of Hannah Mariner and just lets her go for a ride.
Well, she was going for the basketball, and
that's going to be free throws.
Yep.
1:01 to go in the fourth.
She was going for the ball and just got frustrated she couldn't get to it and just shoved Mariner right to the wood.
So Hannah Mariner, 3 points tonight. She'll get 2 shots here. 1:01 to go in the fourth. First free throw from the lefty is good.
Ava Pittington coming off gets a nice round of applause from the home fans here as she exits on senior night.
Second free throw is no good. Fighting for it is Polk. Goes towards the bleachers, out of bounds. Well, according to who's suited up tonight, every member of the Rams has scored.
Yep.
Rusher injured, not playing tonight for Strasburg. Davis with the ball for the Generals, goes into the corner. It's Mackenzie Woods, back up top to Bibby. And nearly a steal by Polk. Here's a jumper by Stroop, not Stroop, Catherine Cronin. Cronin gets the shot to go. And it's 71-32. 30 seconds to go. Here's Polk. Polk drives past her defender. She's going to take the shot. It is way off, no good.
She got hit, though.
And rebounded by Davis. 17 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. It's Tanijah Davis, and they're going to call a double dribble. And that might be the last play of this game. As the clock rolls, 10 seconds to go in the fourth. Referee's taking his time. They're trying to get the ball in. They finally do. 4 seconds to go. Rams are up against it. Here's Hart for a long two at the buzzer. It's no good. That's what you call playing until the very end, no matter what the score is. And this ball game comes to a close here tonight. All Strasburg, 71-32, but the story is Macy Smith.
Yep, she breaks the scoring mark in Strasburg basketball history and leads the Rams to a convincing win here tonight, 71-32. We'll take a timeout, come back and recap right after this as you're listening to high school basketball here on Valley Sports Radio. Back here in Quicksburg, game one of our doubleheader complete, and it was all Strasburg over Mountain View by a final score of 71-32. The Rams are now 18-2 on the year. They improved to 12-0 in the Bull Run District, and they clinched the Bull Run regular season title. And Mountain View drops to 0-20 for the campaign. It was all Rams from early on as their pressure on the Generals was too much for Mountain View to handle. Number of turnovers, and they had a 20-2 lead after the first quarter. And then the spotlight turned right on Macy Smith as she finished with 25 points tonight. And the big one came about midway through the second quarter when she hit a jumper from the wing. And that gave her the record for most points in Strasburg basketball history for boys and girls as she passed Jeff Whittle, who's the current coach at Central High School, of course. But the all-time leading scorer in basketball history at Strasburg, and didn't really score much after that, but didn't have to. She got her points, and the team took over the rest of the way. And the Generals actually outscored the Generals actually outscored the Rams in that fourth quarter, 71-32. That was actually the fourth quarter was pretty entertaining. As some of the reserves for Strasburg and some of the Generals started making some baskets. It got kind of fun there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they showed some aggression, and you have to be happy about that. I mean, the Tanijah Davis, what she did towards the end of the game, she showed some aggression, and I guess when you're down by a lot and stuff, you can kind of feel it's not not a lot of pressure on you. Lets you get some shots up, feel a little bit more comfortable. And the other side of that, Strasburg did their thing tonight. Played pretty well, and like you said, Smith didn't have to play as much as usual, but some of the players off the bench did well for Strasburg. Let me go through the numbers.
Go ahead.
Of course, Macy Smith with her 25 points. Addison Morgan with a solid 13, so she continues to score above her season average the last few games. Jaden Stinnett had a good game. She had 9. Kinley Arnold with 8 points off the bench. Emily Gurrell had 6. Leah Polk had 4. Hannah Mariner with 4 points off the bench. And Avery Hart with 2 points off the bench. So we saw Leah Polk start tonight due to the injury of Tinley Rusher. And, the Rams did their thing. Could have been a lot worse if they decided to press the whole game, but they decided to back off. And, Jeff Berner, he's able to see what he's got with some of these players and build for the future moving forward.
Yep. And, by the way, Mountain View with their 32 points, even though they lost, it was the most points they scored in a game this season. So one thing that they can look back and remember on, but they'll finish up with Central on Tuesday, and then Thursday they'll be at Clark County to round off the regular season, and then into the district tournament for this Mountain View team. And for Strasburg girls, they will be home with Page County on Monday and then at Central on Friday. And we'll have that doubleheader for you next Friday night. But Strasburg, a convincing win as they take it by a final of 71-32.